What's your I can't believe other people don't do this hack? 5 minutes rule. If it takes less than 5 min, do it right when you think about it. Flip laundry, respond to an email you left in the inbox, load dishwasher, change that bulb in the vanity you've been looking at forever, etc. If you see something that needs doing, just go ahead and do it now. A cowboy in my head. Christmas shopping early in the year, to skip the lines and stress, and all the commercialism. I have a keyboard shortcut on all my devices where automatically enters my email address. Edit. On an iPhone you set it up by going to Settings, General, Keyboard, Text Replacement. Oh, this is great. Don't know why I always type nail instead of Gmail the first time. This will help lots, thanks. When you're cleaning up goopy stuff that can't be absorbed, use to flat stiff things like the edge of 2 pieces of cardboard. I am stunned at how many people I see try to clean up something like egg yolks or spaghetti sauce with a mop or a broom. Rolling an orange before peeling. Roll it between your hands or on a table and it's much easier to peel. Also roll and smush around citruses before juicing them to break up the juice pockets inside. When I first learned this I was told the fruit should be titty soft. To color match 10 pounds flower bouquets combined are normally more varied and bigger than a 20 pounds bouquet. A Costco employee told me that customers can ask for specifically colored bouquets that don't cost more than the pre-made ones at the store. The customer service desk will provide the number for the vendor who does the flowers, and the specially ordered ones can be picked up the next day. This includes massive orders like for events, I think. I thought that was pretty cool. Sharing to add to your excellent tip for Costco member Redditors. Using sturdy trash bags in camping and outdoor activities. It's the most advanced cheap material there is. You can use it as backpack liner, as rain cover, as poncho, as sitting pad, can transport water with it, use it as extra shopping bag. It's so versatile, and so lightweight. And more sturdy construction-grade trash bags are not that loud and quiet sturdy. I've worked on and off in entertainment for years and we always keep a thing of big black garbage bags in our rain gear bin. If it starts raining, you can protect a $6,000 speaker reel easily with a 10-cent trash bag. We jokingly call them high-tech polymer waterproofing devices, which got shortened to poly. And now I've started calling all trash bags pulleys. Do favors for tomorrow you. Car getting low on gas, do tomorrow you a favor and get it on the way home. It's almost bedtime but there are dishes in the sink, do them, as a favor to your future self. While you're at it, get tomorrow's clothes together and get your lunch packed when you're not rushed. Tomorrow you will love you for it. And, when today you is enjoying all the things that yesterday you did to make your life easier, remember to thank yourself for doing it. I know it sounds silly, but this really helped motivate me in getting stuff done promptly instead of at the last moment, storing things in airtight containers. I spend a lot of money on mine, so I get why people can't do it, but I've moved a lot and some of the places had bugs, which I've been able to prevent carrying along with me. Honestly, I was pretty poor when I started doing this, bought stuff bit by bit. Set nightly do not disturb hours on your phone. Mine is 11p7a. UCA. Allow notifications from favorite contacts like spouse, children, et al. And mine allows if someone calls twice in a row within a minute or so to ring 3 anyway on case it's an emergency. Do I need or do I want? If I need it, I get it. If I want it, I wait for a few weeks, do some research, see if I can fit it in, and if I still want it a month or 2 later then I might go get it. Turns out my wants are not always there after a while waiting. It's new for me but has changed my mindset drastically. I realize this is hardwired into my brain. Whenever I have some spending money, my first thought is now I can buy something I really want. I start searching online for the things I think I really want, but 90% of the time decide that I don't really need it. I end up saving my money or buying something I really need. I'd say most of my want spending is on delicious food, which isn't super expensive. I started walking 20,000 steps a day about 3 months ago now and I feel fucking amazing. I've missed roughly 2 to 4 days a month since starting, but I've also had some days as high as 30,000 steps, so it all equals out. Movement, in any form, seems to wildly improve my life. I hope others find the same. As someone who casually walks an average of about 10k steps a day, and approximately 25,000 some days, where are you walking to? How long does it take you? Looks like my average right now is about 1h3 am walking time. I take a stroll, not a beeline, and I think many people couldn't fit 2 hours or more of time just walking into every day. How do you achieve your 20,000? If you are going to use fresh herbs in a recipe, rosemary, thyme, oregano, etc., bloom them first. Get the pan up to temp, add either your oil or some butter. Once it's hot or melted, throw in the herbs. Once you can smell them, takes about 45 sec to a min, add the rest of your ingredients. A chef I worked with hates when bits of things like rosemary or thyme winds up in the finished dish, so we just infuse them in oils first. Not my preference, but a nice trick when you're serving picky eaters, or those sensitive to textures. When handing someone their change, give them the coins before the bills. This allows them to hold the coins in their palm while using their fingers for the bills. Otherwise, they have to do this careful balancing act before they pocket the money. If you want to thrill your customer, count the change as you hand it to them, like in the olden days. I am shocked at the number of people that don't put their sheet sets in the matching pillowcase for storage until use. It keeps it all together. This is the only thing in the thread that I don't do so far. Will def adopt. I just wash my sheets and put them directly back on the bed so I can avoid attempting to fold the fitted sheet. Rinsing your dishes and tableware immediately after use when the food gunk is still wet and washes away easily, rather than waiting for it to become cement. In college, I would leave dishes in the sink until something from a Biology 101 lab was growing on them. Then something changed and I became a dish freak. I can't ever leave anything in the sink or let stuff soak. If my wife is cooking, I'll wash the tablespoon right after she uses it. Not sure what changed, but I like it. Spraying disposable razors with barber clipper spray before and after use. They last 5x longer and cause significantly fewer razor bumps. I hate cleaning, but whenever I leave a room, I try to take something with me. It might be a piece of garbage, a dish, or an item that needs to be put away. It goes a long way to keeping things tidy without any real effort. Two grandma sayings have worked for me. It's easier to keep up than to clean up. Don't just put it down, put it away. Buy a robot mop and vacuum cleaner. It runs every night and cleans the lower floor. When you come downstairs in the morning, you always have a clean floor. Clean out your fridge before grocery shopping. Eliminates mystery Tupperware and always reminds you of something you need to pick up. Making a double portion of dinner to use as tomorrow's lunch. When tech stops working and you need to turn it off and back on again, turn it off, and always wait 10 to 15 seconds or more before turning it back on. This allows the capacitors inside holding the memory bits to fully discharge, and it allows the device to fully reset fresh. Buy her just because flowers. Seriously, apology gifts always have the stank of the original mistake all over them. Just because gifts actually make her smile every time she looks at them and not think of the dumb thing I did. Edit, because apparently you can't talk about a nice thing you do without people attempting to make you feel like shit for no good reason. This post is not fucking gender exclusive or exclusive to just your partner. I can't believe I'm typing this. When dolphins are trained, they get a fish every time they do a trick or exhibit good behavior. But you also have to give them a fish every once in a while that they didn't earn, because they need to know that the trainer's relationship to them isn't purely transactional. My family has always had a policy that we need to occasionally give each other and earn fishes because it's important to that we know that we care for each other. Cleaning before vacation. I've seen the light. Say please, say thank you, and always ask people for help if you need it. If I finish a roll of toilet paper and there isn't a replacement, I put the empty roll on the closed toilet lid so the next person has to physically move it and recognize the roll is empty before they go. Did it at a small coffee shop where my friend had already told the employee they were running low, and it blew people's minds. Open bags of chips upside down. All the seasoning settles on the bottom. This works with weirdly packaged food as well, like a box of stuffing. Top half croton, bottom half death salt. Learning to pick up objects with your toes and transferring to your hands without bending over. Put salt and pepper on their burger patties. I swear I have the same conversation every time I host a cookout. Your burgers always taste so good. Salt and pepper. How did you learn to make them? I put a little salt and pepper on them before cooking. I could never get my burgers to taste right. Have you tried salt and pepper? Edit. Okay, this resonated with Redditors more than I expected. Thanks for all your tips. Rest assured that I have tried all of them. Garlic powder, onion powder, various pre-made spice mixes, olive oil, whichever Queshie's sauce. I even put an egg in a batch once because someone said it would hold them together better. I like salt and pepper on fresh beef. Obviously, it comes down to personal preference, but I find simple recipes are often the best. Seasoning. It's like a cheat code for food. I take a quick photo of where I park my car in large parking lots. Saves so much time wandering around looking lost. I hang up the outfit I'm planning on wearing the next day in my bathroom when I shower at night to steam it and get the wrinkles out. Surprisingly, many people don't notice there's a little arrow on your vehicle's gas gauge that points to the side the tank is on. And I check it every single time, as if I haven't owned this vehicle for 6 years. I freeze leftover coffee in ice cube trays. That way, when I make iced coffee, it doesn't get watered down, just stays strong and delicious as it melts. What the fuck is leftover coffee? I see people doing wild mental math trying to figure out tips. If you move the decimal one place to the left, you have 10%, double that for 20%, divide it by 2 and add it to the original number for 15%. You can get 1% by moving the decimal to the left and multiply that by any number to get that percentage. Edit. Damn people, no need to get so aggressive. It's a math tip that helps me. I'm not telling you how to tip, or even commenting on tipping in society, just math. This is so true. I have tried to explain it to friends and they just stop me and say I'm not good at math, but this isn't even hard math. It's moving a dot. Total is 45.87. Okay, move that dot one spot left and you know 4.58 is 10%. Not hard to multiply by 2 to get 9.16 for 20%. I understand the frustrations with math if it isn't your favorite, but this is a cheat code that makes things way easier so you don't have to hate math as much. Get a bidet. Your beehole will thank you. $25 attachment on Amazon. Fairly easy to install. Getting a cleaning lady once a month has saved my sanity. When my house is a mess, my mind is a mess. Best $100 a month I've ever spent. Oh, I would totally do that if only it was $100 per month in my area. Okay, it's weird and lazy, but follow me. I only take showers, but I plug the drain for the first majority of the time. I put Epsom salts and scented stuff in the bottom. As I'm showering, I soak my feet. When I rinse, I remove the plug and wash my feet as it all goes down the drain. But then how do you pee? I've rented so many cars over my lifetime because I love to travel. Don't rent at the airport. They are the most expensive rates you'll find in the city. Find the smallest rental location in the city. Reserve a subcompact online for a cheap rate. When you show up at the location, they won't have the car, and you'll get a free upgrade. If you need a specific car, rent at the airport. They have the highest selection. Talk to your insurance agent, but if you currently have full coverage, it could extend to the rental. If it's excluded, you can buy rental coverage on the cheap from your agent. The damage waiver and insurance from the rental agency is expensive, way more than you would spend from your agent. The insurance benefit offered from Visa is worthless. You will spend the better part of a year trying to collect. All the while the Visa administrator will find ways they don't have to pay. Take a short 20-sec video of the car when you pick it up. Just walk around it. That way you can document any previous damage. The airport is far more convenient. You're already there. By the time you take a taxi, Uber, Lyft to the standalone rental place, how much are you? Take a taxi, Uber, Lyft to the standalone rental place, how much are you really saving? Never mind the hassle. Closing parenthesis. Also, those small rental locations tend to suck, both in terms of car availability and customer service. I still can't believe how few people use the flaps on the side of the foil box to secure the roll. I just wish they worked better. Set timer for washer and dishwasher to run in the middle of the night when a hard freeze is expected. Keeping the water moving help avoid frozen pipes. Your dishwasher recycles the water though, so it opens the valve for a few seconds, maybe twice per load. Only ever buy on kind of socks, that way I never have to match them after the wash, just throw them all in the drawer. And if one gets hole in it, you don't need to throw out the pair, just throw it away and stock up on more of the same sock when running low. I really hate folding socks. Rub your bathroom mirror with shaving cream, just rinse or dry off. It will not fog up anymore. I live in an old house with a small bathroom and no exhaust fan. At one point one decided I would install one. I went to the hardware store and looked at the prices, then I thought about what it would take to install it, and also how effective they really are. I decided against it and bought a portable dehumidifier for not much more than a fan would cost. That thing works better than any bathroom fan I've ever had. I can take a long hot shower, and the mirror won't be even slightly foggy. Plus, the dehumidifier is powerful enough to keep my whole house dry. Best investment ever. When you've eaten half a bag of chips, and you have to reach your arm in up to your elbow to get anything, cut the top of the bag off so you don't have to reach in as far. You have giant chip bags or short arms. Get a credit card with good rewards and use it for everyday purchases, then immediately pay down your credit card every week or so to avoid interest rates. My husband and I almost exclusively use our credit card and have been able to use the points to book flights, rental cars, hotels, spa services, lots of things we wouldn't normally splurge on. You don't have to pay it weekly to avoid interest, you just need to pay the full balance at each monthly due date. You only owe interest if you carry a balance over to the next month. Play music when doing chores. My partner and her family just do chores in silence. I'm like, WTF, this is way more boring than it has to be. Yield to faster traffic so that people can't tailgate you. Stop getting so mad that people are riding your ass when you won't get over and allow them to pass. You don't get to bitch about something you have direct control over and just choose not to do. The problem is that people tailgate even when you are just following the myriad of cars ahead at the same speed and there is no room to go any faster, and in this scenario, if you move one lane to the right, you'll just slow down both lanes, and the tailgater will just glue itself to next car ass. No traffic will improve. Turn on the stove fan when cutting onions to prevent the waterworks. The trick to prevent crying when cutting onions is to not get emotionally attached to them in the first place. I never cry while cutting onions, and I suspect it's because I wear contact lenses. Anyone else experience this?